If you didn't know, Hazbin Season 2 is set to premiere around October. Because of that, we have some Season 2 sneak peeks to look at. So in this video, I want to go over the sneak peeks, address some of the leaks that came out last year, and give out my predictions and thoughts for Season 2. For the first sneak peek, we have the Vees. If you didn't know, the Vees are Season 2 antagonists for the series. Of course, we have Vox, the ringleader of the group, Velvet, my personal favorite, and Valentino. Let's start off with Vox. I like the Vees being the antagonist in Season 2 because I want to see the dynamic between Vox and Alastor. I actually joined that in Season 1. I want to know about their lore and history, and even though this show gets a lot of bad rap for their character design, I actually like the character design of Vox. And when it came to him and Alastor's performance in Stayed Gone, I actually enjoyed that song. If I had to rank it, it gotta be like guaranteed top 5 in the show so far. As we move on, don't worry, we're gonna touch back on Vox soon. Next, we have Valentino, who is of course Angel Justice's boss. Out of all the V's, we kind of been exposed to him the most since he's kind of like the foil to Angel Justice's character. And with the V's taking more of a center stage spotlight, I want to see more interactions between him and Angel Justice. Because quite frankly, I do not care for Angel Justice's character. I understand the situation he's in, but I just don't seem to care. I feel like they need to do more with Valentino and actually flesh him out and build him up as a proper villain. Because I'm always interested in the characters' dynamic with their antagonists. We have Goku and Frieza, how they complement each other. Ichigo and Aizen. We can bring cartoon examples like Dipper and Bill or Finn and the Lich. A great dynamic between a character and their antagonist benefits them both. Last but not least, we have Velvet, who is my favorite out of the group because I like her character design. She really has nothing going for her other than the fact that she's kind of like the backbone of the V's. And we only know that because he literally said it in the song with Camilla. Just like with Stayed Gone, I actually enjoyed Respectless. This was kind of her first major appearance in the season. I enjoyed her attitude and I want to see more of her. With the sneak peek itself, we see the V's somewhere in hell. We don't know the place of, doesn't look any too familiar. We can only assume they're on camera because Vox has that malicious smile. And he kind of only does this when he's on camera. So on to our next sneak peek, we have actually Vox talking to Charlie inside the hotel. I only assume it's the hotel, but I could be wrong. This is interesting for many reasons because I think in Season 1 we didn't have any notable interaction between Charlie and Vox. The only thing we got is that he was kind of like scared that Angel Dust was in the presence of Lucifer's daughter and Valentino was gonna shoot that bitch up. So we know that he's kind of scared of Charlie because who her father is, Lucifer. So I want to know what his plan is because as we know, Lucifer is a permanent resident at the hotel now, even having his own room, and I actually want to see where it goes. With our next sneak peek, we're gonna keep it short. We have Alastor and Lucifer. Similar to what I said before, I'm a sucker for decent or good dynamics. I don't know why Alastor hates Lucifer because it seems like they don't know each other previously, and when they first met for the first time, it was just instant hostility. And I think their first interaction is one of the funniest things the series has even provided. Another thing to note is that we see that Alastor's staff that was broken by Adam is somehow repaired and kind of sticks up together. And the sad part is that I already know who fixed Alastor's staff and who owns his soul because there was big massive leaks around last year and I managed to get spoiled. We're gonna keep it within the hotel with our next sneak peek when we see Charlie, Baxter, and Nifty. To keep it real, I don't know anything too much of value of Baxter. I know he was supposed to be part of the original cast, but now they're gonna introduce him to Season 2. And with this sneak peek of him being with Nifty and Charlie, maybe the show's trying to foreshadow a shipping between the two characters because to my knowledge, Nifty is the only confirmed straight character in the show. Now we're out of hell and we're into heaven, finally. I don't know about y'all, I'm sick of seeing hell and I want to see more scenes and episodes taking place in heaven. As we all know, Sir Pensions somehow got redeemed and now he's in heaven. We can only assume that the mere presence of him existing now in heaven is already changing everything of their social structure because the idea of redemption was something that no one thought it could work, and the show kind of lures the fact that they don't even know how a soul can qualify to be in heaven. So with more eyes on heaven, I want to see more answered questions. And in its first screenshot, we see Sir Pensions the GOAT being put in some sort of trial, being chained up. It makes you ask the question at this point of this screenshot, does Charlie know that Sir Pensions is not dead, he's actually in heaven? And the biggest question is that, are his egg boys in heaven with him? The next sneak peek, we have Peter the GOAT for obvious reasons, Sir Pensions at the middle, Emily, and we actually see Abel, who is of course the second son of Adam and Eve. Since we're already seeing Abel, I want to know where Eve is at and more importantly where is Cain. If y'all didn't know, Cain in the Bible is essentially the first murderer, killing his his brother Abel. So with the act of Cain killing his brother being the first evil act of humanity, it makes you ask the question, since Adam was the first man in heaven, was his firstborn the first man in hell? And in a sneak peek, you can kind of assume that all three of them is kind of showing some pictures around heaven, and him being a hell resident for the longest time is kind of being annoyed. So in the next sneak peek, we have Luke posing from a wall. We can only assume that Luke is going to take a secondary antagonist position after the Vees. And with the reveal of Lilith being in heaven, it kind of makes you wonder what her role is in this. And okay, I saved the absolute worst for last. We see the screenshot, we see a blimp with Charlie's face with the question, is he a dictator? If you guys follow me on Twitter, you probably already see my reaction. If y'all don't, please do. But to keep it short, this here is fucking stupid. Because when I saw this dumbass shit, I asked myself, why does it matter if she's apparently a dictator? Her dad is Lucifer. Her dad owns hell. It doesn't fucking matter. Because I only assume this is a ploy done by Vox to get the people against Charlie. But in reality, what can this nigga really do? Does he want to take control of hell? Is that even possible? Is he trying to kill Lucifer? Because think about it, they're in hell. I don't expect hell to have a fair, democratic fucking process. Like what are we talking about? This sneak peek is the only problem I have because it just doesn't make any sense of right now. That's it for today's video. I just want to give my overall thoughts on the sneak peek and provide a little bit of commentary for my expectations of season 2. Remember, I am a fan of Hell of a Boss and Hazbin Hotel. Even though I've been very critical of the series lately, it's all in good faith, and I do want this show not only to succeed, but provide a great story. But tell me how y'all feel about the leaks, the sneak peeks, and your overall thoughts and predictions for season 2. I'm your host, Taken, and we do a little reviewing around here. Peace out.